Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Roche, and I wanted to do a little bit of reviewing here so that you know how to, or if you need to refer to something, this will show you how to make a sketch and dimension it. And what we've been doing so far is that we're working with Onshape to make a little box. That's what we're trying to do right now. So, what we want to do is the way this always works is that you make a 2D sketch and then you extrude it or do something to it to make it kind of 3D. So what we did in class is that we clicked on the plane, so it turned orange, and then what we did was we right clicked again, and you get this option that says new sketch, and that's how you make a sketch. So what you do is you find a plane or some place you want to work, and then you right click on that place and then you go new sketch. And what happens is you get this thing called sketch, okay? And mine is slowly making the sketch thing, so we'll let that happen. But you can do things like you can name it, okay? So this is like box like bottom or something like that, right? And then what happens is you get this like extra little like plain thing. It just indicates that you're sketching is basically what's happening there, okay? And this little box is good. You can check it, okay? And if you check it, it'll show up down here. Okay, so it's gone away. We went into the 3D world here. And another thing too is that when you're in the sketch, the tools on the top ribbon here will change. So if I go back here, look at what happens. See, all these tools here are for 2D sketching. And when I click it off and close it, it goes back to 3D, okay? So you can do this again and again. Like, I don't want you to be scared of these like sketches, but this is what's happening. So right now I'm in sketch mode. And when you sketch, you can actually sketch, if you wanted to, like we were using this rectangle, you can sketch like this, right? If that makes sense to you. But usually you don't do that. So one of the things that people who are sketching do is that they turn the plane to face them, okay? So we're looking at the top plane. So that's where we're working. And so you could actually do this and just have the top plane like do that to you, okay? But if you're kind of out of like orbit or whatever, if the thing's like weird like this, you can just right click and when you're in sketch mode, you have to be in sketch mode to have this happen. This little box has to be there. What happens is you can go like this and say view more normal to sketch plane, okay? And then there you are, okay? We're face up against this thing, so like it looks like a piece of paper, okay? And then what we did was we looked at different things to draw with. There's a corner rectangle and there's a center point rectangle, and we picked the center point rectangle. So while this is blue, you can click here and just make a sketch. So what I did is I just clicked on the center point. So what I'm doing is I'm anchoring the square to the center point. And then I'm gonna go like this, okay? And if I just click, okay, what happens is you end up with, it's trying to get you to input like the dimensions of the sides, okay? And it really wants you to do that. And in class, that was kind of difficult to do. So what I would suggest doing is just going like this. I'm going to go over here and turn this off. And what will happen is all the numbers will go away, okay? So see what I did? Let me undo it again. So what I did was I clicked on this. I picked the right one, okay? So I clicked on this, it's blue. I went in here and did this. And our workflow will be maybe to do this, okay? And you don't have to fill these, but I'll show you at the end how to fill in these boxes. But you could go like this for right now and just click this off and it'll turn it off, okay? Alternatively, you can click on this, make the blue rectangle, right? And then you can hit the escape button. It gets you out of the tool. See, I just hit escape. You can't see me do it, but I just did it. Okay. So now what's going on is that we have this sort of undimensioned square. Okay. And mine's trying to tell me that it's parallel. These are two things are parallel. It's telling me that this is square, perpendicular to that. Stuff like that. It's giving you like what are called constraints. And you can kind of nose around. I want you to like kind of learn about this, right? So the problem for us is that we don't know what the dimensions are for this square. That's a problem for us, okay? So a couple things. Okay, so one of the things we did in class is that we went to the document menu and we looked at workspace units, okay? And there's a bunch of stuff here. Most of these are set for us, But the only thing you want to see is that this thing's set for inches. I know that one kid in class set it to feet, and that was kind of cool. But for a 3D printer that we have at school, it's going to have to be pretty small, like basically about like 3 or 4 inches, our box, okay? So we're going to check on that, okay? Cool. I got it, and what happened is in doing that, it actually turned off my sketch. So I'm back out in 3D world. You can see that these are the 3D tools, right? So I'm going to just go back in here. Everything's fine. But what we want to do is put dimensions on this cube so we know what it is, okay? So what we're going to do is there's a tool down here called dimension, okay? See it? It's trying to help you get dimensions on things, okay? And you can measure things as you go and things like this. So what you do with this is you're going to have to do like 2 lines of this, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this line, okay? And then I'm just pulling out from the line, okay? So 1 click and a pull is what you got to do. And then you click here, and then it gives you a chance to put in an actual dimension, okay? So I might say like 4, 0.5 inches. That's what we were kind of doing in class, right? And then I'm going to hit return. And it's thinking about it because I guess, I don't know, somehow I'm far away from Onshape Central here. But there it goes, okay? It actually zoomed in a little bit for me, but I can zoom out because I know how to zoom, and I want to pan over a little bit, okay? And the dimension tool's still on, okay? So I'm going to go like this and hit this one and pull up. And I'm going to actually make this one smaller. I'm going to make it like 3.5, okay? But in general, see these big long numbers here? Let me escape from this for a second. Okay. Normally, like people don't measure like this. They don't measure like 4.6676842 unless you're making like incredibly precise things. It's just hard for people to understand that kind of significant figures in a digit and stuff like that. And we just don't work like that. So we're going to go like this and say 3.5. Okay. So I know that it's 3.5 inches. I know that it's 4.5 inches. And here's the thing too. Notice how the drawing has turned from blue square to black. When it's black, that's sort of a good thing for when you're working with other people, because that means that this square is what's called fully constrained. And we have it anchored to the center, so you can't move it around from there. And we also have known dimensions on it. So the Onshape program feels like super good about this, okay? So when it feels really good about it, it makes the thing be black, okay? So that's what that means, okay? You can change these. You can go like this, and you can make this. Actually, I'm gonna not do that one. Let me escape from that. I'm gonna go here. And if I double click on this while this tool's on, see, like if the tool's off, it won't let me do it. But if I go and make this like 3.75, it'll push it out a little bit and stuff like that. And that's actually pretty cool because you can just like hit these things and change all the dimensions and stuff like that. And that's a real benefit of what these kind of systems are called. They're called parametric modeling, which will let you make like these sort of metric measurements on them and stuff like that. Okay, so that's it. That's all I needed you to do for this sort of episode of this. This is just a review. This is how you make dimensions. If you want to make your own document and practice, that would be a terrific thing, okay? I'm going to turn off this sketch, okay? And now I'm back out in the 3D world. And in the next video, we're going to show you how to extrude, okay? So talk to you later. Bye.